today is all about Ashley Allen Roberts, right? She's an American singer, dancer, showgirl, recording artist, model, actress, fashion designer, and television personality. What doesn't she do? She's best known as former member of the modern burlesque group, the Pussycat Dolls, all right? She spent 8 years with the PDC, PCD, rather. There's me talking about these ECT people. Just pardon myself. And left in 2010 to pursue a solo career and acting, all right? Last month, she took part in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which included Hugo Taylor from Made in Chelsea, Helen Flanagan from Coronation Street, Eric Bristow off of The Darts, and David Hay off of The Boxing. Ashley finishing as the runner-up in one of the closest ever UK reality show finales, where she got 49.44% against Charlie Brooks off of EastEnders, 50.56. She's currently working on her debut solo album, and we hear from her after this. From the PCD, stick with you. Reality TV show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I caught up with former Pussycat Doll Ashley Roberts to find out about her time in the Australian jungle. The Australian jungle, mate. In the show, she managed to eat camel's penis, a fish eye, and 2 live cockroaches. Nice. She slept in a coffin and jumped into a vat of slime as well. So there's plenty of stuff for us to talk about. She also spoke about being in the Pussycat Dolls, her new solo stuff, and you'll also get to hear what she brought me to eat for breakfast. All right, so I think right now, without further ado, it's time for us to get into the Breakfast Club that we recorded a couple of weeks ago with Ashley Roberts.
Nick Bright, 1Xtra.
So it's BBC Radio 1Xtra, and each and every week, me, Nick Bright, I induct a new member into something I like to call the Breakfast Club. We've had some really, really good people pass through the doors, but now I've got somebody who is fresh off of a plane from the jungle. That is right, Ashley Roberts joins me in the studio.
Hello.
Noise. Thank you. Oh, I have to tell him. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is.
Unbelievable. So how are you, first and foremost?
I'm adjusting well to my freedom. I'm eating everything and enjoying a cozy bed.
How did you find the whole I'm a Celebrity experience?
It was much, much tougher than I thought it was going to be, but overall, I'm excited I did it. I'm walking away with some amazing friends and a new inner strength that I didn't know I had. I mean, I kind of became like Laura Croft up in there, you know what I'm saying? Jungle warrior.
What was the hardest thing about it?
Being just so... I mean, you have no contact with the outside world whatsoever. So missing your family and your friends, you're bored as hell. I mean, you're just sitting around, you know, not doing very much. So it was tough.
When I spoke to David Hay, because he came through the show, I asked him what it was like not having your phone and stuff for so long. Because we're so used now to being able to go on Twitter, Facebook, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Exactly.
What was it like for you, not having the phone?
Oh, it was really, really tough. At first, we were kind of like, oh, you know, this is nice. You know, nobody can get a hold of us. We can just kind of relax. And then after a while, you're like, oh, my God. I just want to jump on my phone. I want to text somebody. I want to jump on Google. I want to tweet, all that stuff. You don't realize how much stimuli you have in the normal world.
So when you got out the jungle, was the first thing you did grab your phone?
Yeah. Oh, no. The first thing I did was I ate. I ate a nice turkey club with bacon and avocado and condiments and chips, and it was so delicious. And then I grabbed my phone.
That must have been one of the hard things about being in there, the food situation.
You have fantasies about food. Like, it's like emotional stimulation. And when you eat something, because we had, you know, beans and rice. And when you get something that had some taste to it, it was like this emotional experience. You devoured everything about it. You're like, oh my God. A newfound appreciation for food.
Because even when you did win challenges and stuff like that, they give you the most, like...
crocodile feet.
Oh, like, just stuff that I wouldn't want to eat in the real world ever.
And then you start enjoying it. You're like, what is happening? You're like, ooh, this is kind of nice, actually. This is kind of nice. You would never eat that in a normal world, but we did. We devoured that stuff.
You just need it.
You do.
So David Hayes said one of the things he found hard about being in the jungle was because he's a pro athlete, he lost a lot of weight and muscle and stuff like that. Was that a benefit for you? I know a lot of people would be like, I'd love to lose some weight in there. It'd be great.
Yeah, I know some people. Charlie was really excited about losing weight. Rosemary broke a record with like 31 or 32 pounds.
Wow.
Insane. I didn't necessarily go in there thinking, oh, I'm excited to lose weight. I did all right. I know David was having issues because he's, he has a lot of mass on him. So
yeah, a bit like me, really.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I see the resemblance. But he would do little bits of workout here and there, but you're lightheaded, you don't have a lot of energy, so it's tough. I learned my lesson the second day. I walked in because we were at separate camps, and then when we came together, I saw David. I was like, yes, I have a workout partner, and I had him train me. I was shot the next day.
Really?
So, yeah, you can't go hard in there. I mean, you really have to be careful because you just have no energy and no nutrients, no fuel, so...
Did it feel like that when you was in there, though? Or was it only after you worked out and stuff that you realised, I'm knackered, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you definitely realize that you're low on energy. Like, going up and down little stairs, from the pool to the camp was hard for me, and I'm a pretty active person, and I was like, oh my gosh. So you had to be really careful. I did some yoga, some stretching and stuff just to get my body moving. But yeah, you couldn't really go hardcore with the workout.
I mean, I've got a few questions about things like the pool. Is it actually cold? Is the pool cold, or is it...
Freaking freezing.
Is it?
It's so cold, and the shower's cold. I mean, that's the thing. You get out in a hot shower, you're just like, oh my God. Hotness. It's amazing.
Because the pool looks nice on the telly. Like, when I'm watching it on the telly, I'm thinking, that looks kind of like a spa. Like, just a nice jacuzzi vibe going on there. But it's freezing.
It's freezing.
Really?
It's really cold, yeah. I mean, it kind of wakes you up a little bit, so it's nice, but it's really cold.
Okay, what about when... Because obviously we don't see everything when we're watching the show. We see what we're shown. But is it really solitary? As in, are you left in there to fend for yourselves, or is there people in who, come and make sure you're all right?
No, it's not. What you see is it's real. I mean, we're up at the butt crack of dawn, like 4:30 in the morning, and unless you don't do a trial or a challenge, you're in that camp all day. So you really start to have this relationship with the food. Like, is somebody going to come back? What else are we going to have to eat? Because it's kind of all you have to look forward to. It's tripping. The crew's not allowed to talk to you. I mean, your beans and rice are portioned out. Like, it's intense. Yeah.
Beans and rice. I can't think of, anything more bland or rubbish.
That's what I'm saying.
Not even any... wet, not even any nice sauce.
No, we got some salt and pepper towards the end, and it was like everything to us. We're like, oh my God, this is the most amazing beans and rice ever.
Okay, so now that we're on the subject of food, what was the worst thing that you think you ate when you was in there?
Oh God, I ate that fisheye at the end, man. The fisheye, the texture was insane. There was layers of texture. So first you had the toughness, and then you got to the pupil or the eyeball part, and it just popped, and it was gooey in my mouth. And then there was this little nerve ending that was really tough. I mean, that was disgusting. But then the fermented duck egg, the smell and the thickness, it went against every instinct of mine to not just puke it up, but I was just like, swallow this and get this down, honey.
Did you surprise yourself? Because I think as somebody who was watching it, a lot of people as well who were watching it would kind of prejudge somebody like yourself who goes in there, you're from a glamorous background, you're a pretty girl, and they think, oh, she's going to be screaming at everything, she won't do anything when she's in there, but you actually took everything on the chin.
Yeah. My family and friends were like, who were you? You were just a warrior in there. I kind of just... I walked in there with a positive state of mind that I was going to do this. I'm here. I'm committed. I'm gonna go for it. But I mean, I had a lot of fears before getting in there. Snakes. I mean, to be around snakes or bugs or any of that stuff, I was like, I can't do this. I eat chicken and vegetables. I'm not an adventurous eater. I don't even like fish.
Same.
And I kind of was like, I'm in this experience. I'm going to just go for it. I think I surprised a lot of people, definitely myself. I know Eric was like, oh, I'm giving her 2 days. She's out of here.
What did you think of Eric?
I love Eric. I couldn't understand him about 3/4 of the time. But I just, what you see is what you get. And he's very blunt. There's no filter. And that's kind of what you love about him. He's very entertaining.
Who was your favourite person in there, though, to hang around with?
Oh, God. Well, Hugo and I became really close. We became buddies. And David and I are cool. Charlie and I, towards the end there, got really close. I love Rosemary and Colin. I mean, they were just sweethearts.
So you're a fan of everyone so far.
I didn't, we were worried because we weren't fighting a whole lot. We were bickering and, nitpick at each other, but we weren't mean, everybody, for the most part, got along.
Well, you mentioned that you were friendly with Hugo, and you know, now that you're in London, is he taking you out to Chelsea yet?
I saw him last night. I was in Chelsea.
Okay, what'd you think?
I had a great time.
Was it as posh as you thought?
You know, there definitely was, you know, that posh energy, but everybody that he hung around with was really nice. I enjoyed myself.
They are so posh, though, on that show, I tell you. They're like, oh.
Oh, I haven't seen the show, so, I mean, everybody I met last night was really sweet, so.
Okay. Would you do it again if you had an opportunity to do, I mean, probably not that show, because, you know, it's something you do once only, but if you could do something that was kind of similar experience, do you think you would have another go?
Oh, man, that was really tough. I'm proud of myself. I got through it, I feel like, strongly, but I don't know if I would do it again. It was really, really hard. Really hard to be away from your family. The boredom was really tough for me. I'm a very active person, so it was hardcore.
And the toughest thing about being in the jungle, you said, was?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. Not being able to talk to your family, your friends, the boredom, starving.
Sounds great.
Yeah, bugs, snakes. I mean, the first night, I think there was a rat that crawled by us, and I screamed like a little girl. By like a week and a half, I was like, "Hey man, what's up? You just passing through?
Yeah.
What's up? How's it going?
Yeah.
You really start to climatize to your environment. I mean, we were so dirty, so gross, and there's bugs, snakes everywhere. And yeah, you just start to kind of be like, all right, they didn't show, but I had bug bites. I was like a sample platter for the bugs.
Really?
And I had allergic reactions, and I had like welts and stuff all over my body. It was tough. It was tough. It wasn't glamorous.
What's the animal you think you were most scared of before you went in? Because I know spiders, cockroaches, crickets, all of that.
Snakes.
I say this because I've never been near a real actual snake which isn't in a cage or a glass thing. Like, I think I'd be alright with the snakes. I think. The rats, that's cool. They're like cats, but smaller.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but, oh God, just everything, man. The cockroaches stink.
Yeah, I've heard.
They smell gross. And we were doing some game where we had to do this puzzle, and we were just in a box of cockroaches, and it just stunk so bad. We're stepping on them.
Oh, yeah, that was the one where you all were in.
Yeah. That was pretty gross.
Yeah.
But the snakes, I mean, all of it. I'm really surprised myself, honestly.
Yeah, you've done really, really well. But listen, we're gonna talk breakfast, and we're also gonna talk music. So, Ashley, would you mind introducing Pussycat Dolls for me, please?
All right, guys, this is an oldie but a goodie from the Pussycat Dolls, Don't Ya? Just listening to a classic of the Pussycat Dolls, Don't Ya?
I've got to ask you, do you miss the Pussycat Dolls days at all?
I do. I miss, you know, the girls on stage, man. We were like little Power Rangers up there. We just had this telepathic energy, and I miss them for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Were you like a family as such? Because there's a lot of you.
Yeah, you can't help but not be in that. You know, you're together all the time. You're going on this crazy journey together. I mean, you're bonded for life no matter what. So
something I liked very much on the show is when you had to do the secret challenge with David, and and Hugo was involved as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, towards the end.
Yeah, you had to teach the rest of the guys the Don't Ya dance, the routine to it. I was just cracking up at Eric. I think that was probably the funniest moment on the show.
Well, we knew too, like, Eric's going to be the one that's not going to do it, so we had to put the food on the line. Because we knew if the food was on the line for the team, he would do it. But I still haven't seen it.
It's so funny, even thinking back to it now. Yeah, he was like moaning, like, I can't say what he said, but he's swearing, going, "Oh, I'm not going to do this."
Yeah.
And then you said, "Oh, but you have to, you know, you won't get the food if you don't." And then he got up and was like, doing it, but he was hating every second of it, like right at the back, not really putting effort in.
It's so good. And then Colin was just loving it. He's like, ooh, he gets into it.
I really enjoyed Colin on the show because
I love Colin.
When you first saw him, you thought, you know, he's going to be kind of one of those guys who sits around and really do much or say much, but he was really, really good.
Yeah, he also grew some confidence in him too. He was starting to talk back to Eric, and it was funny.
Yeah, I liked him. Right, let's talk about breakfast.
Okay.
Because you seem quite a healthy person.
Yeah.
I always like to try and guess my guests, see what kind of food that they like and stuff. You're on the healthy end of the spectrum, right?
Well, I'm not going to give you any clues.
Oh wow, no clues. All right. I'd say that you like salad and stuff.
I enjoy a nice salad.
That's as far as I can get.
I thought it was breakfast. I don't have salad for breakfast.
Oh, okay. I don't